Richard Young, the number one running back in the class of 2023, had some really interesting things to say about the University of Alabama and what that offer meant to him, and I really can't wait to talk about it. But before we do, as always, y'all know the drill. I want to hear from y'all. So hop down to the comments, give me a Y for yes or an N for no. Do you think Alabama is able to land the number one running back in the nation in the class of 2023, Richard Young? And let me know why. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification because I do constant college football content, player reviews, film analysis, talk style videos like this, and I'm on my push to 5,000 subscribers within my first year of having a channel, but I can't do that alone, and I need y'all's help for that, and I'd love to have you along for the journey. If you enjoy the video, be sure to like and comment down below because that really does help content creators get picked up by the YouTube algorithm. With all that being said, let's talk about Richard Young. And there was a really interesting article in 24/7 Sports website by Hank South detailing what this Alabama offer meant to Richard Young. And some of the things he said to me are incredibly intriguing. And I think other programs have been coming at Young for a longer period of time, a bit harder than Alabama. I'm sure Alabama has had good contact with him, but probably continuity has been a thing because now Alabama has a brand new running back coach in Robert Gillespie, who I'm very high on. But he had some things to say, saying that the offer by Alabama meant the world to him because Alabama is his dream school. And when you hear a recruit saying that, you have to like your chances. But I really like what he said after that because I think it's a very mature way of looking at this, because he did say even though the Alabama Crimson Tide is his dream school, and he had a lot of positives to say outside of that, which we'll get to, he did say he wanted to wait, and as tough as it was for him not to just commit on the spot to Alabama, he wanted to build a relationship with the coaching staff, and I really like that, because he wants to get to know everybody involved, and I have no doubt that he will probably end up with the Alabama Crimson Tide. I really like Robert Gillespie and his ability to recruit, and he went on to say how he idolizes guys like Josh Jacobs and Najee Harris, and he called Alabama running back U. And so when you hear all that, and these kids, like I always tell y'all, they're smart. They want to go to the NFL, and when you see a team like Alabama be able to put Josh Jacobs into the first round of the NFL draft, be able to get Derrick Henry a Heisman, Mark Ingram a Heisman, and then you see the season Najee Harris has, you can't argue with his proclamation about Alabama being running back U. I mean, they've certainly had an incredible stretch of running backs for as long as I've been alive, really. I mean, whether you talk about Sean Alexander, Mark Ingram, Glenn Coffey, there are names on names on names, and that's just recent history, really. So when you have a guy talking about how Alabama is his dream school, but he would like to get to know the coaching staff better, that doesn't alarm me at all. I actually think that's really smart. I think that this kid is really well thought out for taking this approach, because even if it is your dream school, you might not get there and have a relationship that you like. Now, I have every reason to believe he will enjoy the relationship he builds with not only Robert Gillespie, but also Nick Saban and the offensive staff as a whole and the team. I have no doubt about that. But I really do like his thought process in this and wanting to get to know the program as a whole, because it shows that he has some values that he wants to adhere to, and that I really like. I think it's very easy to commit to somewhere right off the bat, but this is a young man who seems very cognizant about his decision, who wants to take some time and figure out what the best route for him is. And I'm not going to lie to y'all, at the end of the day, I do think he will be an Alabama Crimson Tide member in the class of 2023, being the number one running back in the nation, the number 19 player overall. I do believe he will be a member of the Crimson Tide. And with that in mind, let's talk about what he would bring the Crimson Tide, because he is a 6 foot, 190-pound guy as a sophomore who reminds me a little bit of Leonard Fournette in high school. A lot of power, a ton of acceleration. This kid gets from 0 to 100 real quick. I think his top end speed is only going to get faster. He has good top end speed right now, make no mistake about it. He's very fast, but that's only going to keep getting faster. And he is a very well-built running back, and he runs very strong. That's the thing that really stands out to me about him, and that's what made it so interesting when he named guys such as Derrick Henry, Najee Harris, and even Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs, not a big guy, but ran really hard. Even in high school, if you go back and watch his high school film, just was a very tenacious runner, very violent runner. And Richard Young looks to be made in the same mold. When I was watching his highlights, this kid has got it, and the Crimson Tide would be very lucky to have him. And because he's so talented, because Alabama is his dream school, I have no reason to doubt that Robert Gillespie, Nick Saban, and even players are going to be coming at Richard Young very hard, because when you have a player as talented as him that has that proclamation, you have to like your university's chances at being able to capitalize his commitment. Now, outside of Alabama, Auburn looks to be very much well in play. I think Auburn was even crystal balled before Alabama got in play, but if your dream school is Alabama and they offer, and Alabama is able to build a good relationship, I think it's very safe to say that he ends up a member of the Crimson Tide 2023 class. But I can't wait to hear from y'all, because this is super intriguing to me, and I'm really interested to see what y'all think. That's it. See ya.